Daily grind, 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 grind. I only want a daily grind. I don't want a daily and a daily grind. I actually knew most of the words of that one. I like it. Welcome back to the Daily Grind. It is Thursday, and on days that start with the letter T, I have Rusty. I have Buckets. How are you, brother? Are you good?
I'm good. Thursday? Yeah, man. Happy Thursday. I've already been up and ran down to a clinic, came back to hang out with you. It's been a good morning so far, man. Happy to be here.
Yeah, and it looks like it's going to be super hot outside.
Yay.
Which is great, I guess.
Yay.
Which, yay. You sounded so happy.
When you're a big guy in the South, the heat just doesn't work in the summer, man. You just sweat. I sweat from like May until October. It just is what it is.
Man, and sweating sucks. That's my hot take. Sweating sucks. You know what doesn't suck? I'm getting back at my transitions, baby. What doesn't suck is us finally signing Luke Kennard.
Yep. Agreed, man.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's a very team-friendly deal. It's a very Luke Kennard-friendly deal. I think both sides are pretty happy about how it turned out. Again, we're talking about a guy who's on our second team, one of the first guys off the bench. But it's a huge re-signing for Memphis, for the core of this team, for what we need, shooting, everything makes sense top to bottom for sure. Big win for the Memphis Grizzlies.
Well, and it's for those who didn't see the news or who just want to know it again, the deal, it's a 1-year, $11 million contract, which what were we talking? We were talking on Tuesday, I think, of just what we thought it was going to be.
We got the number right. We were in the neighborhood of 10 or 11 million, but we were thinking there'd be a few more deals. But it being a 1-year deal actually makes it a lot more advantageous for the Grizzlies.
I know, and we were talking about this in our text. Go ahead, explain to me what your thought of it, like why you're so happy with the deal.
Yeah, if you followed me on Twitter yesterday, you knew that I was having a moment. Thankfully, I was sitting down at a work meeting, but I was pretty fired up about the deal going down. It's a 1-year, $11 million contract, which is, some people are saying we overpaid for him. Sure, maybe he's worth $9 million at this point. But you combine an $11 million contract, an expiring deal. Everybody likes expiring deals. It helps move salary. It helps kind of make the money work, the math, if you will. Say the trade deadline comes up and we need a little bit of help. Maybe it's a big, maybe it's another scoring wing like we all think we need. Then you can package Luke Kennard, John Conchar on 2 expiring deals for about $18 million, just north of $18 million, and get somebody back that is could be a pretty good asset. We also left about $4.7 million under that first apron. So we're not in the first apron. We're in the luxury tax, but we're not in any of the aprons. So we're in a really good spot financially. And, Diakite very likely going to get waived after this to make room for the math. You're going to have an open roster spot heading into next year. You will have the opportunity to add somebody, should you need to, off the street, or you could bring in a player or two back in a trade. I'm a big fan of this deal. It just makes a lot of sense as a trade asset. The fact that we haven't waived Diakite, the fact that we got this $11 million deal also tells me that they might not be done now, but I definitely don't know that we're done before the trade deadline next year.
No, I agree. And we were going through the salary cap or the Grizzlies contracts, just looking at them all, seeing what would most likely the easiest to trade. This Kennard deal just became that.
Yep.
It's exactly the kind of deal that other teams are going to desire around the trade deadline if things go south. Now you don't even have to talk about trading Marcus or trading BC, who are the two contracts that seem the easiest to trade. Now you just have one. You have one built in, one that you didn't even know was going to be on the team until the 1st of August.
Exactly. And this is another one that it kind of makes, like you said, it makes BC breathe a little easier. I think, Drew in the comments here saying Luke will never be comfortable enough to buy a house in Memphis. It's probably true, but I think Brandon Clark could probably go ahead and put a down payment on one. So I feel like this kind of like with this contract be a little more movable. You could combine this maybe with Summer Santi, if you can combine it again with John Conchar, $6 million deal, and move it pretty well. Marcus's $20.2 million might be a little bit high to trade. And Marcus, again, I got into it with a guy yesterday on Twitter a little bit about this. Like, Marcus Smart's a good basketball player. We forget how good he is. You're delusional if you don't think he's starting next year. Also, he missed last year with an injury, but he was playing very well before his finger almost broke off.
Popped off.
And it probably could have played some more last year, but what's the point? Get him rested, get him back for this year. I think Marcus is going to be a big part of what we do this fall. If not, you move him at the deadline. I got a feeling that Marcus is going to come back in a big way, and this just helps solidify a second lineup behind him by signing Luke.
Yeah, no question. I want to throw this up from Wayno. Good morning, Wayno. Good morning, everybody joining us at home too. Didn't say good morning to y'all. But Wayno is, before we get excited about rejoining the team, look at what it means. Here's his injuries. Here's what we're seeing. My thing is he offers elite shooting, and we're terrible. We don't have that. Mm-hmm. So I'll take, even if it's small, like I will take any games we can get out of the guy if it means a guy who for the past 2 years was hovering around 50% from three.
Again, you're absolutely right. And again, this is another backup point guard option for Ja, because he ran some of that last year. And again, a guy that you don't have to have Marcus or Dez playing point guard. They can, but they don't have to. Luke can run point, facilitate a little bit, be on the court with both those guys. It makes so much sense in a lot of ways for Luke to be on this second lineup. Agreed.
And I think I think you touched on it earlier. The trade package in waiting is Kennard and Jitty.
Yeah,
that's
100%.
That's just you get two guards, one that can rebound. I mean, that's
yeah.
If I'm a team that's competing, that's a package that might look good.
Because you get, like you said, you get a guard who can shoot in Luke, who's hovers around 50% from three every single year, usually leads the league. And then John Conchar, who is a defensive menace. I mean, just Google John Conchar, Anthony Davis, and see what happens whenever we play AD. He's blocked that man like 2 or 3 times now and got one on Embiid. But Jitty's a great defensive guard. And when it comes down to the stretch and teams are trying to make him run, you need shooting and defense, right? And so that checks both boxes right there. Brings us back a player in the neighborhood of $18 million, which could be a very good wing scorer should we decide that we need one.
Yeah, it's you've been on it since the deal was announced. It's once again just some excellent bookkeeping by Kleiman.
I mean, it's man. Like Chef Kleiman in the kitchen once again, cooking up a recipe, man, that's just going to be so good for us come the trade deadline. I mean, it just makes total sense. And if this is what we were waiting on to get him on a 1-year deal, then like this could be a win. Like this was worth the wait. This is worth the contract. And again, say Luke goes out and cooks, right? This gives us an opportunity to re-sign him next offseason on a different deal when we have to pay Jaren Jackson Jr. because Tripp's coming up for a contract. He's unrestricted free agent after next season. So this gives us some, again, financial wiggle room to make sure we can make the numbers work to keep Tripp on Beale Street for a long time.
100%. And it's like we said on Tuesday, if this is the 14-man roster, 14, who's still a spot, I'm good.
I mean, yeah. You know, again, this clown on Twitter came at me a little bit yesterday when I was, tweeting about our lineup some. We forget we're one season removed from back-to-back top 2 seeds in the West, and the only reason we didn't win deeper in the playoffs was injuries and DB got suspended in that Warriors series. If Ja stays healthy, if Steve-O stays healthy, we're having a different conversation right now. This team is going to be electric. This team is going to be a tough out with a lot of good basketball to come. I think we're going to beat a lot of teams. We're going to surprise a lot of teams because Shelby's fired up. She's back in the background barking. She agrees. We've got a bright future. As long as we stay healthy, this team is going to be a championship contending basketball team.
Couldn't agree more, brother. Let's I want to transition to some Olympic stuff because there was basketball yesterday. You want to talk about championship winning basketball. This Team USA is playing some just I mean, half the team has won a championship, so it makes sense. But Team USA played South Sudan yesterday, and this was the game I think that we all expected to happen the first go around, not the 1 point last second win. This is what I was expecting. They won 103-86. What were your thoughts? Anything that jumped out other than Jason Tatum playing?
Jason Tatum playing, and Joel Embiid had the same amount of minutes as he does NBA championships yesterday, but I digress. It was good, man. That's the lineup that needs to roll out there. Bam looked good. AD looked good. Bam was very efficient. 18 points in 21 minutes, 8 for 10 shooting, had a monster game yesterday. Drew Holiday's playing good basketball, good defense. Derek White is efficient and again, a defensive menace, exactly what we know he is. That was the Team USA that we expected to show up. And I think we're finding our stride. I think Kerr has found a really good lineup, and I think it needs to stay that way.
Yeah, Kevin Durant cooled off a little bit, but he still made both of his threes. I mean, he's still it was, I think yesterday's KD game was the game that I think I felt like a guy that hadn't played basketball in a long time.
Sure.
More so.
I agree. Yep. Steph Curry was off yesterday. He was 0 for 6 from 3, or this game would have been even uglier. But I think this is the lineup as we're starting to get down into pool play that we're like, you're getting along in the tournament. You need to kind of run out there and keep going because we're going to face Serbia again because they beat the absolute crap out of Puerto Rico yesterday.
Yep.
We need to get this roster, this lineup humming because we got some tough games still ahead.
Steph did get monstered. Shout out Space Jam. How long do you think it will be before he starts Bam Adebayo at center?
I hope it's the next game. I mean,
because Lord,
goodness.
If out of all these guys, the one I know Bam's a good player, but I don't watch a lot of Heat. I guess it's just they're not a team that I.
Same.
And he likes to talk down on Trip occasionally, so it's like I just don't really
tune him out.
I'm like,
sure.
Yeah, I tune him out, but he is showing out this Olympics, man. Like he was 8 of 10 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3. He's making threes now, like plus 7 boards. Like he's just playing. He's playing better than Embiid, who Embiid is playing
awful,
real bad.
Embiid's playing his game that he can get away with in the NBA, but on FIBA rules, you're not going to get away foul hunting. Like it's not going to work. And I'd give anything. Exactly. I'd give anything for them to bring these rules in the NBA and get rid of some of this flopping that Embiid and Harden made a career out of. But Adebayo looks so athletic. Bam has been moving really well with and without the basketball. He played more than AD yesterday, outplayed AD yesterday.
Yeah.
And to get against some of these smaller lineups that we've got coming up, I'm sure that Bam's going to get more run, and it won't be much longer before he's the starting center. Or at least should be if Kerr knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I agree. My favorite part about watching this team play so far has just been the bright spots that are going to be on the team next year. You know, like Bam and Anthony Edwards, I've really enjoyed watching, and I know both those guys are going to be like stalwarts on this team for a long time moving forward. You know, and it's.
You know, Hallie had a good game off the bench yesterday, 2 for 3 from 3 in 8 minutes, scored 6 points. I mean, he had, didn't play a ton, but he was efficient in his time. You know, in 2024, there's a real chance that you'll have Ja on that team, Jaren on that team. This team is only getting more and more athletic. Jason Tatum will still be there. You know, Book will probably still be there. That's a very athletic, run the floor, put up some points on you type team.
Yeah. I would have bet money that we didn't see Hallie play any of this. So I just like seeing these young guys. It's nice to know that maybe the team is in good hands or will be in good hands. I'm really excited for the next Olympics. I think we're going to have just a very it'll be a new generation of team, but it's going to be a very, very exciting team. And I can't wait.
Early predictions, again, having Ja on there. We could have 2 Memphis Grizzlies on that team, really. I mean, you could have Ja and Tripp. But Banchero, like there's so many guys that you can plug and play on that team that are going to be so good. And Cooper Flagg, Ace Bailey at that time, like there might be some dudes on that team, and we might be beating everybody like Serbia beat Puerto Rico yesterday. I think they beat them like it was like 117 to 65 or 55, something like that.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
I do want to shout out former Grizzly Winyon Gabriel for the South Sudan team.
Yeah.
He signed a 10-day last year, and he played 27 minutes with 1 of 3 from the field, 0 of 1 from 3, but he got 10 boards.
Yep. You know, it's fun to watch former Grizz like that who, again, we could talk about Summer Sansi all day. That Omot kid at forward, he could hoop, man. He had 24 points, 8 for 12 from the field. Looked good yesterday. I mean, like you said, Steph got monster because there were some big, long, lanky dudes that we were playing yesterday, and we didn't get intimidated.
Man, those poor South Sudan guys, all those starters played like over 30 minutes.
The 2 of their bench guys literally got 1 minute. One of them had a steal and 2 turnovers in 1 minute, and that was it.
Dude, that coach is like, this is an NBA team, right? We got garbage time, and they're like, no, man, this is FIBA rules. You can't do that. It's not how it works.
That's how it works.
When do I do? Okay, so I'm sorry. Wait, no. You don't want to talk about it. I'm sorry, man. I feel like we were with you on Tuesday, and it was like, oh yeah, the game is down to the wire, and then wasn't. I felt so bad. I wanted to I wish Wayno was with me because I saw the score. I was like, oh man, he said it was down to the wire, and then it wasn't. So sorry, Wayno. When does Memphis play? Pardon me. USA plays again. Is it tomorrow?
It's tomorrow. I was just looking at the schedule. They haven't announced any of, let's see, the next games, when they're or who or what time they're going to be yet, because we're moving into the quarterfinals. Like we're still waiting. We're moving into the quarterfinals. Let's see. Oh, we play again on. Yeah, they just dropped it August the 3rd. So what's that? Saturday. We play Saturday against Puerto Rico. It's the Group C. It's at 10:15 in the morning. 10:15 in the morning.
A Puerto Rico team that's a fun team.
Yeah.
The women will play today. We should talk about them too because they've been. Is there a better team? Like this team is awesome, and I love. Did you see the person with Caitlin Clark? There was someone on the front, like near the front, with a sign that said something like, "You need Caitlin Clark to beat us, or it won't happen." And then they were like, "Oh,
really?"
And then they just beat the piss out of them.
Yeah, absolutely, man. They're a fun team to watch. Caitlin Clark will be on future basketball teams, but I think like they're going to run the table. They're the best team playing right now, and so I don't think there's nobody that can really compete with our women right now.
Nope. They play Belgium today. I imagine they'll win that. Looks like the Lady Boomers. Is that how you say it, Wayno? The Lady Boomers are playing Canada. They're up pretty big right now. That's good. And there's just other Olympic stuff. What's been your favorite Olympic thing so far?
I mean, I love watching the swimming. Watching Katie Ledecky yesterday. I kind of napped on and off during the middle part of it. I was exhausted from all my traveling and work yesterday. Shout out to Maggie for kind of keeping me updated on that while I was sleeping. But Ledecky looked good, man. Like just dusted these girls. She now holds the top 20 times in the women's 1500 meter swim. The Merchard guy from France is also just as good in the men's and the sprints. Like he looks super good. Did we talk about the Palm guy? Have we talked about the dude that? Did we talk about the men's gymnastics team on Tuesday? Did you see the guy that only does pommel horse? He's so good at it, dude. Like he's just a stud at one event. He sits up where he cheers, and then he doesn't cheer. He's just sitting there real stoic, and then he dominates the pommel horse. And he doesn't wear his glasses. Yeah. Man who wears contacts and glasses. I'm blind as a bat without them. I mean, that's and he just gets up there and spins, and he knew they were winning. Like did you see, he was doing a one-handed thing. I look ridiculous. He was doing a one-handed thing and was just cheering himself on it. Like this dude is a G. The seeing the Japanese guy win the high bar was impressive. Like, so good because he beat like the odds-on favorite, the Chinese guy that was supposed to win it, had a great routine, but it wasn't quite enough. That was fun to watch. You know, we always talk about these high-level athletes and how well they do. One of my favorite things was seeing the guy slip on the high dive. Did you see that? He did the most epic backflip. Yeah, man. Just what a poor guy, man. But he just like looked like me. If you want to know what I would look like on a high dive, that's it. Like I would flip a couple times and make the biggest belly flop splash you've ever seen. Dude, we were on the same wavelength because I was literally just about to say, "Did you see that dude bust it?" Because and then the best part, he gets out of the pool and his teammate just goes, and they high five as he's walking off the pool deck. It's like, I'm here for you, man. It didn't go well, but I'm still on your side. That's why we can all say we're Olympic hopefuls. We're all Olympic hopefuls. That guy did it. We can do. I could flop out of this chair right now and get tens across the board probably. Right here. Yep. I would dominate some folks at a belly flop. This big old belly would create a tsunami in that pool. It would be over for y'all. Over. They'd hold. I imagine they would still grade you. They would hold the card up like tens. 10s, 9s. And I'm getting out of the pool like this, like, oh. You're just crying and your belly's so red. That's it, red belly, red face, just like, bruh. This is how you win. Athlete with the reddest chest wins. That's how you win. That's it, man. We are going to take a quick break. And when we get back, we're going to play a game. We're going to play It's a Trap. And it's going to be kind of a rando theme, maybe not random. I haven't even told you yet. I told you it might be this, but we're going to take a little break. And after this, we're going to play a trap. After this. Scottie Pippen Jr., man, he has looked so good this summer and made a strong case for NBA minutes.
Yeah, he's been amazing. And I think the biggest revelation to me is how well he has been on the defensive end. A havoc defender. He's always getting his hands on balls. He's always in the way. He's very good at anticipating. How that translates to an NBA 82-game regular season and playoffs, is different. Yes, I do agree that John Morant's your point guard. I want him playing 32 to 35 minutes a game. However, in the minutes that he's off the floor, say Dez is out there or Marcus is out there, I'd still rather have Scottie Pippen Jr. facilitating and kicking to them.
I'm in your camp here, but I think that Scottie has a real role on this team. What if Dez and Marcus don't have to run one, and you can have Scottie running the point, have Dez and Marcus out on the wing, and then you've got Scottie driving where he can kick it out to Dez, or he can also shoot, can create space for our second lineup.
Tune in to the $2 Sports Show with Rusty Witten and Drew Gann every Friday at 3 p.m. only on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel. Tiger basketball conference schedule released today. The non-con's been released. It's going to be a tough schedule once again. Good games at the crib.
The Rice revenge game.
FAU's going to be back.
Bring it. Y'all ain't FAU no more. Y'all just
UAB's coming to Memphis, and I like that. But it's going to be a home and away, obviously. But UAB's coming back to Memphis, and I think that UAB's going to be tough. They got a good team. Again, this conference is bullshit. So,
hey, why y'all hating on Penny though? All y'all folks in the Discord making all you getting your shit off, getting your jokes out about Penny's candles.
All the United States athletes are coming to the Olympic Village, and they're being greeted by the Olympic Committee with a gift. Guess what one of them is going to be? Penny has some candles with a company called 1122 Candles or 1122 Candles, whatever it's called. They're going to be in that gift box, and he has a letter written in there for him. It's so friggin' dope, dude.
Tune in to the Anthony Sane Show Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back to the Daily Grind. See, the songs are better when I just sing, and I'm not trying to cover things because, I don't know. That's called musicianship. I don't know. Welcome back to Daily Grind. I don't know. It's early. You can catch that show, the Anthony Sane Show. You can catch $2 Sports Show, which will drop tomorrow at 3
o'clock.
Yes, nailed it. I knew I'd get it. Got Night Court today. We've got Grizz 901 will be coming back soon. No Bluffing will drop on Monday. I know I'm forgetting something.
Next Gen is on Monday or Tuesday. Yep. We got a whole bunch of them. They're all really good. And there really is stuff for everybody. Like if you don't like the vibe on our show, go check some of the other shows. I guarantee you that there's something for everybody. BluffCityMedia.co. But on our show, on Thursdays, we play homage to Rear Admiral Akbar, who died off screen tragically
in one of the new Star Wars movies. We don't have to talk about it, but he loved traps, and I imagine he also loved basketball. Probably. Sounds right. We play a game every Thursday it's a trivia game. I will hit people. For those of you just joining us, I hit someone with a series of trivia questions. They do not have to guess correctly or incorrectly. They just say yes if it's real or it's a trap if it's not real. Today's topic, it's a little off the wall. So we talked about Luke Kennard. This show is hosted by someone named Luke, and that started. We were like, "Well, who are our favorite Lukes?" And we had the same 5 on our list. We had me, we had Luke Kennard, we had Dr. Luke that wrote the gospel. That dude knows how to write.
That's it.
Skywalker. And we had Cool Hand Luke, arguably the coolest dude, played by Paul Newman, who might have the most. I feel like if you were to go out in any city and just be like, hey, do you like Paul Newman? Hey, do you like Paul Newman? Hey, do you like Paul Newman? Everyone would say yes.
Yeah, and for different reasons, right? Because he was an actor. He was a philanthropist. He has killer salad dressings. He had a lot of social activism. He was a race car driver. Like there's so many facets to Paul Newman. Just an incredible dude whose legacy is still living on despite his death many years ago. Big Paul Newman fan.
So in honor of Paul Newman, I should have looked. I don't know if there should have been an anniversary. It is the anniversary of me first seeing Cool Hand Luke. That's not true. But we're going to celebrate it.
It is.
We're going to say it is. So I'm going to hit you with some Paul Newman trivia questions. And you just tell me if some are real or if some are a trap. It's a trap. There we go.
It's a trap.
Okay. First question. What film earned Paul Newman his only Academy Award?
Yes.
It's
real.
It is real. It was actually later. It was a color. Close. Color of Money. Same role.
Money.
Same character, but it was when he was older.
Mm-hmm.
He should have won it when it was The Hustler, and they were like, crap, we dropped the ball.
Yeah, so we got to give it to him later.
Yep, you know.
Yeah.
Next question. Which 1969 film did Paul Newman star with Robert Redford?
Yes.
Yep. And that is Butch and Sundance.
Oh, yeah.
They jump off the cliff at the end. I remember as a kid, I was like, I didn't know you could do that. Which animated feature film featured Paul Newman as the voice of a parrot?
Yeah, he did some voice acting, so I'm going to say yes.
He did, but not of a parrot.
Not a parrot, no.
There's a trap. There's a trap. He did a lot of voice acting. That one was tricky.
That was tricky.
This one's tricky because there's
hard.
One thing this dude did so much. I was amazed looking at his career. I was like, he did animated. He did stuff when he was young. He did stuff when he was old. It's awesome.
He competed in the 24-hour Limoges race. Like so many things this guy did. Anyway.
Yep. Which, speaking of which, Paul Newman co-owned a racing team in the IndyCar series. What was the name of the team?
Yes, I know this. It is Newman Haas Racing.
Yeah, go, which is a cool name. I know it's a series of last names, but like you see that and you're like, that's sick.
That's pretty sick.
All right. Next one. In what film did Paul Newman play? Did Paul Newman play a master chef with magic card trick abilities?
It's like Gambit meets Gordon Ramsay. It's a trap.
I literally wrote down Chef Gambit. That's what I wrote down. So you're right. As a trap. Shout out Chef Gambit. In what film did Paul Newman play a private investigator with a partner that was a cat named Fuzz?
It's a trap.
That's a trap. This is not Turner and Hooch. What 1967 film featured Paul Newman as a rebellious prisoner?
Yes. Cool Hand Luke.
Boom. Such a good movie.
Not that one, but he didn't. But a great movie.
Dude, one of my favorite movie scenes ever is the dude when the woman's washing the car and the guy goes, Lucille, a girl that pretty just got up and named Lucille. Like,
what a line.
So good. All right. What was the name of the food company co-founded by Paul Newman and his wife, where they donate all profits to charity?
Yes, it's Newman's something. It's not. Is it Newman's Own? Newman's Own.
Boom. Which you said at the beginning. Excellent salad dressing.
Yeah, and they've got pasta sauces and all kind of stuff, man. And they still donate proceeds to charity. I'm here for it. Sick.
What was the title of the 1961 film when Paul Newman played Fast Eddie Felson?
It's a trap.
That was real.
Should have known it was too many details for it to be a trap.
Way too detailed. Yeah, see, you know, the trap ones are just absurd. Okay. What was the name of a perfume line launched by Paul Newman that smelled of sunflowers?
It's a trap.
There's a trap. I would buy Paul Newman's cologne,
yeah, but
I bet his perfume would be bad.
Especially if it's like the lemon poppy seed dressing that they have or something. It just smells so good and it's so tasty.
Anyway. Yeah. Where we go. What was the title of the jazz musical album that Paul Newman released?
It's a trap.
It's a trap. You're right. I don't think that he was a musical man. I could be wrong, but I think that might have been like a one hole in his repertoire. All right. Last question. And I think you might know this one. In what sport did Paul Newman become an accomplished competitor, even participating in the 24 Hours of Le Mans?
Yes, and that is open wheel racing. Yes, sir.
Boom! I should just made it all. I forget about racing, man. Racing's cool. Paul Newman's cool. I need to. Next week, folks, we're going to have a leaderboard because I want to put people's names because you're competing with yourself a lot, and I think that'd be really funny. But you scored it great because the rules are made up and the points don't matter. Yes. That is a trap, and that's going to do it for today, y'all. That's going to
real quick. Real quick shout out for those of you out there that are dog lovers. Please, good thoughts, good vibes, thoughts and prayers. Maggie's got her. All dogs are good boys, but she's got the best boy going for a procedure this morning. Be thinking about him. His name is Boone. Be thinking about Boone, boys. He goes in for a little procedure this morning.
Yeah, shout out Boone for real. Dogs are literally the best thing that has ever been created on this planet, and
Boone is top 2, not 2. So let's put it that way.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. This episode's for Boone.
Yes, sir.
I will be back tomorrow, everybody. We might go 3 wide tomorrow. I'm going to see what we can get going. I got to figure out what the schedule's like. But everybody, have a great Thursday. Get ready for the weekend. Watch some Olympics. Take care of each other. And remember, if I can leave you with 2 things today, remember, just to be a little weird and remember to smile. Bye, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow.